Argos! What's up, everybody? It's Jube from Section 122 on ArgosEndzone.com, getting you ready for Week 13 action as the Toronto Argonauts get on board the Via Rail, heading up the Windsor-Quebec corridor to take on the Montreal Alouettes here on Sunday afternoon. Argos coming off of a disappointing loss against BC Lions. Close ones. Head coach Scott Milinovich already says he does not believe in moral victories, even though they did go toe-to-toe with the defending Grey Cup champs in BC, where they haven't won in 10 years. Some positives, of course, coming out of that was the defensive side of the ball played relatively well. Offense is clicking again. They went play for play essentially with BC and just kind of sort of ran at the time. So we'll see how that translates into Montreal, where they were able to beat the Owls earlier this season. Montreal on the other side of things, having some injury woes as Brandon Whitaker apparently is done for the season, so they'll be going to a backup running back. We'll see how that affects Anthony Calvillo and the offense. And of course, we all know it is a passing game, so can the new guy block the blind side, as that Toronto D is going to put a hell of a lot of pressure on him. We'll see how things work out. I myself am looking forward to seeing some big plays on the Toronto side. Chad Owens is having a huge year. Great article this week in the paper talking about how he's a contender for the league's most outstanding player. Got to agree. I mean, I don't want to get into guarantees, but he's almost a lock for his third straight 3,000 total yard season, and he's leading the team in receiving yards, which some people said he never would have done based on his stature. He was strictly a return guy. So, huge props to him. And the season's not over yet. Let's get that straight here. This is a big game as the Argos can get into a tie for first with a win. A win by Montreal puts a heck of a gap, starts to put a big gap there as we get closer and closer to crunch time and start getting those playoff positions in place. I'm thinking that we're going to see, I'm just going to put a name here, I'm expecting a big game from, excuse me, I think Jordan Younger is going to continue what he's been doing all season long, which is directing traffic on the defensive side of things and being a huge thorn in the side for the opposing offense. Just calling it, I don't see a pick six. If I got my imaginary far-seeing cap on here, is that what that one is? I'm thinking it's like a fumble recovery, not the crazy, messy fumble recovery we saw against BC for the TD, but something. It's going to be I'm seeing like a big pop by Kowali where he's right there picking it up, rumbling it about 37 yards or so, taking it all the way to the house. Just throwing it out there. I don't even know where that's coming from. Anyways, again, big matchup, division rivals, because I'm wearing the double blue, can't stand Montreal. As I've said in a previous one, go back and look at the other ones of these silly things that I'm doing. I've already said that I don't have a lot of respect for a fan base that has to rip off a Spanish soccer fight song to just doing everything that happens to be sports related in that city, whatever. So, of course, I'm always supporting the double blue and can't stand Montreal. I'm going to, of course, say that Toronto comes out on top this weekend, and I'm thinking like a nail biter that's going to come down to the wire with a last-second field goal from Mr. Swayze Waters. So let's go with a 34-31 Argos win this week. Again, don't put too much faith in that, as I've been rambling like crazy this morning. Don't know what's wrong with me, but we'll just kind of keep on going with it. So, from Jube, on behalf of Section 122 and ArgosEndzone.com, you know how we play. We ride the rail and we ride it hard.